Samantha, and I hope you guys are having a great day. I am here today with another Santa Claus Vlogmas video for you guys. Today, I'm here to share with you guys some Christmas book and story recommendations for the holiday season. So, some of these I've read, some of them I haven't yet, but they're all ones that I love or want to read, and so I figured I would share them with you guys. The first one that I have to share with you guys is an old favorite from my childhood, from one of my all-time favorite authors, and that is Letters from Father Christmas by J.R.R. Tolkien. I actually read this shortly after I had read The Lord of the Rings when I was about 11, and my sister had told me about this, and I got it from the library, and I fell in love with it. So Tolkien used to write letters to his kids every single Christmas as if they were from Santa Claus and the polar bear, and it chronicled their adventures, and he had pictures, and they're really, really wonderful, and his kids compiled them into this volume right here, and it has all of the letters he wrote to them with the illustrations and everything else on the pages, and it looks like this. So this is all the artwork. This is a copy of the actual letter that they would have gotten on Christmas. This one is Top of the World, North Pole, Thursday, December 20th, 1928. And then continues with a letter from Santa Claus himself. And it's just really, really lovely. And I just love Tolkien, and I love seeing all of his illustrations of the North Pole that he left for his kids. And I think it's just really wonderful and special and just something lovely that he did. And it just made me fall in love with Tolkien all the more. These are the pictures of the envelopes. So this is definitely a very, very special book, one that you can even share with your kids. And I love it to bits. I love Tolkien. I love everything that he did. He was a wonderful, wonderful man, and I love that he also embraced Christmas and made it special for his children. The next one I have is one that has been on my shelf for a while, but I have not yet gotten to, and that is Christmas at Thompson Hall and Other Christmas Stories by Anthony Trollope. He was a Victorian author, but one that I actually have not read anything by myself yet, and this is one of the Penguin Christmas Classic editions. I have almost all of them, except I think I'm missing one or two, and this is one of them, so that was when I had picked it up. Plus, I like classic literature, of course, and I haven't read this one yet. I never got to it. I got to the other two that I had last year, which I also recommend, which include The Night Before Christmas by Nikolai Gogol and the Merry Christmas and Other Christmas Stories by Louisa May Alcott. Both of these were excellent. I highly recommend them as well if you would like to check them out for the holiday season. But I have not yet read this one, but I intend to this December, and I figured I would recommend it to you guys. I've heard Anthony Trollope is a pretty fantastic author, and I'm excited to see what his Christmas stories consist of. Moving on to another of my favorite Victorian authors. I think you all should see this one coming, but of course I'm going to recommend to you guys A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. I love A Christmas Carol. It's a classic. I think we're all very well familiar with A Christmas Carol. There's so many different movie versions of them. My two favorite movie versions, by the way, in case anybody is wondering, is the Alistair Sim version and the Muppet Christmas Carol version of the Christmas Carol. Those are two of my favorites. Absolutely love the story, but I highly recommend it if you have not checked it out already. Dickens just had a very excellent way of capturing the joy and the love of Christmas. He really got the meaning of Christmas, and I just absolutely love that about Dickens. His stories just feel very Christmassy to me, and even if you haven't even read any Dickens up to this point, I think A Christmas Carol is a very, very good place to start. Another Christmas story that I want to recommend is another one from Charles Dickens. This particular edition actually includes some of his other short stories. This is the Word Cloud Classic Edition. I'll leave a link to it down below in case you guys are curious about checking it out. But he also, in addition to A Christmas Carol, wrote multiple short stories, and one of my favorites is A Cricket on the Hearth. I love that story. It is another one that is very much captures the essence and spirit of Christmas, and I highly recommend it. It's about a particular family, and it is the events that occur in this house are told from the perspective of the cricket, and a cricket on your hearth was always considered to be good luck. So the story and the events that surround this little family are all told from the cricket's perspective, and it's a very, very wonderful tale. It has a wonderful twist at the end. Another one that just kind of makes you filled with warm fuzzies. And the last Dickens one that I have to recommend to you guys is The Chimes, and this one is a little bit more of a spooky tale. It was pretty common in Victorian times to tell spooky ghost stories on Christmas Eve, which is why you have A Christmas Carol. It features spirits and ghosts, and if you listen to Andy Williams' A Most Wonderful Time of the Year, one of the lines in that song is actually scary ghost stories and tales of the glories of Christmases long, long ago, because this was actually a tradition that people would do on Christmas Eve. And Dickens, of course, took that and ran with it. So The Chimes is one of his more creepy Christmas stories. Chimes kind of makes you look at Christmas from a slightly different perspective, and I really enjoyed it. It's definitely more of a creepy vibe, but one that I really enjoyed. Another one that had a pretty good but slightly sad twist at the end. And the last Christmas book I have to recommend to you guys is one that I have not finished myself, but I have read some of them, and it is A Home for Christmas, Stories for Young and Old. It is a short story compilation. I have read one or two of them, but I haven't read all of them, but the one or two that I did read, I really, really enjoyed. This book features 20 different short Christmas stories, including one by Madeleine L'Engle. I know I never say her name right, but she is the author that wrote A Wrinkle in Time, which many of us are familiar with from our childhood. The one or two that I did read, I really enjoyed, so I look forward to finishing out the rest of the stories this Christmas season. Plus, this edition is pretty dang cool because it features woodcuts, and it's an art style that I really enjoy. I'll be leaving links to all these books down below if you guys would like to check them out. They're all great Christmas stories and ones that I would recommend of the ones that I have read, and the ones that I haven't read, I know that I am definitely interested in checking them out, so I figured you guys might as well. So, yeah. Alright guys, that's it for today's Christmas book recommendation video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you read these, or if you're going to read them, I hope you enjoy them, and if you've read them, you'll have to let me know what you thought of them, because I would love to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Until next time, happy reading. Bye!